Alrighty guys, welcome to Squad Ops One Life events. Today we have Operation Trident's Tip with you tonight. This is a very special operation as there is a water landing that will be going on right at the beginning. It's like a Normandy mission, kind of. You can think about it like that. This is a completely custom map as well, designed by one of our mod devs, Best Pony. So let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about the operation. We also have my co-commentator bcarr with us today. He'll be helping me get some more angles, and then also we can just have a good chat. How you doing, bcarr?
Yeah, I'm down for good chat. This is going to be crazy.
It definitely is. It's going to be a lot of armored vehicle combat right at the beginning, just because of the amount of kits and all these special equipments that they're going to be getting.
The whole water landing aspect is pretty unique. It's not really done in any of other operations that I can think of off the top of my head. And this is really the first one we're going to get a chance to see sort of amphibious assault tactics. And
yeah, so far there's only been one other mod that's used amphibious vehicles. However, I don't think it's been used in actual squad combat yet. So I think we're technically the first event to use amphibious vehicles. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the operation document. We're going to pull up the map and I'll explain the op to you. So US is tasked with forming a water landing onto the map. They have 3 zones of the beach that they have to choose from, red, blue, and white. Once they have landed on one of the beaches, they must push to, I forget the name of it, command post. That is the green shield mark that you see on the map. It's a pretty simple op. However, very, very different dynamics in this operation due to the water landing. And we'll go over some of the kits for the militia to repel the Americans that are trying to board their lands. The militia, let me pull up my end of the dock here. The militia, they get 2 medium machine gunners, 2 lats, 1 times medic, and 1 times engineer for each squad. Their vehicles, they have 2 SPG techies, 3 logistical trucks, and that's it for the vehicles. For their FOBs, they get to place as many heavy machine guns, SPGs, ZSUs, and other sandbags and pillboxes and stuff like that they want. And then for their command post FOB, they get 1 mortar and other defensive structures, such as those sandbags and HESCO walls. For the US side, to storm the beaches, they get 1 AR, 1 times medium machine gunner, 1 times lat, 2 times breacher, and 1 times medic per squad. And for the entire platoon, they get 4 strikers to make the water landing or the beach landing on these beaches that we're looking at right now.
Give me 1 second.
They get no FOB assistance as they have to be very mobile to storm these beaches. This is going to be Normandy all over again. Except modern day. That's definitely for sure. We'll go over some stuff with the mod real fast. So as you notice, I did say that we're going to have a breacher and an engineer. The engineer on the militia side gets 1 AT mine and I believe 8 barbed wire and 6 sandbags he can place down. And for the breacher, he gets a satchel charge, which has the same explosive splash radius as an IED, except it goes on a time event. So once the breacher charge or the satchel charge is placed down, they get about 20 seconds to run away before it blows up.
Yep, the engineer class definitely a big buff towards militia defense here, because they get all of the extra barbed wire and sandbags to put down, way more than your typical riflemen get. They only get one.
Not the instruction.
The breacher class, on the other hand,
My squad doesn't
is a
like
very good. Is a very good role for
Make sure to tell me if
taking down bunkers, which there are plenty of on these beaches.
And
And
talking
I
about
believe-
bunkers, so the basis of this map was designed around Albania. It's a country over in the Europe area, and basically, they were extremely scared of them being invaded. So they built an obscene amount of bunkers everywhere along their country. It has the highest density of bunkers in the world, their territory. So there's a lot of places for the militia to hide in. It's gonna be hectic for these Americans to get past the beachfront.
Speaking of the Americans, we got American Brief going on right now. Let's join Swine as he figures out his plan, tells it to his platoon.
Red, and we will move towards beach red, like in a file formation. So we'll have a file formation going. So squad 1 striker will be in front, squad 4 striker will be in the rear. So if you look at beach red, you can see the green fob marker. This will be squad 1's landing point. The red sniper marker is squad 2's landing point. The red mortar marker squad 3 and squad 4, which in which striker I will also be, will be in the water, providing support by fire and filling in whichever gap gets created once we inevitably lose one entire squad in the first minute. Once we land on the beach, we'll move forward, try and occupy all the buildings, and we'll try to hold off a counter-attack, which is most certainly coming. If there's no counter-attack, or if we have enough momentum, we will hop back into the strikers. We will move north alongside the road, so we'll try to avoid the road for mines, obviously. We'll go north on the road, take a right, and we'll try to hit the enemy position, which is Hotel 5-2. So Hotel 5-2, that's where the enemy FOB can be at. This will attack that position from the north, and we'll see how we do it once the time comes, whichever squad survives. Now let me ask you this: what is better than dying for your country? A rhetorical question, obviously. It is serving me in this operation. So I want to see at least one squad survive, hopefully, but I have faith in you guys, and we'll succeed for certainly. So, are there any questions before we start?
If my striker is about to blow up, can I leave it?
No, you have to die with it. Yeah, of course. If it's about to blow up, then you can leave it. Yes.
What if it's in
Thank
the
you.
water?
Yeah, try not to
survive
jump
in the water,
Yeah,
But
try not to
you'll
jump in
sink
deep
slowly.
water.
Just
Any more
Question?
questions? Yes.
Militia can have SU emplacements, right? How
Yes.
resilient are the strikers to that? Not very.
It's pretty resilient. It won't take that much damage from the anti-air.
It will laugh
Ah,
at the
good.
23mm shells and their pathetic, high explosive non-AP rounds.
Cool,
I
cool.
got a question.
Go ahead.
Are we relying on squad leaders or vehicle crew to tell us to dismount on the beach?
I'll listen to your squad leaders.
Copy.
They have mines right on the beach.
Swine
So-
action.
Second row take.
Go ahead.
Not the first row. Land on the
How
beach line.
liberally should the gunners use smoke as we approach those beaches?
Oh, very liberally. So once we hit the beach, aim towards the beach. So if you aim up and fire off your smoke, it's gonna look lovely in the air, but it's not gonna block anything. So look either straight or a little bit down if you're the gunner. Fire off one smoke or maybe two, depending on like the situation. Your call or your squad leader's call. But fire off your smoke, aiming straight. This will provide cover for your squad to not get destroyed in the first second. Any more questions? And also watch for mines, please.
I have a comment on that.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, if we're smoking up, we're going to be blocking each other's line of sight. So any fire support from the strikers is going to be pretty much nil.
Either that, or they can see us clearly, and they've got the fortifications and everything.
Yeah, firm. Might just hold your smoke until the infantry's on the beach to give them cover, and leave that support striker with clear line of sight on the bunkers.
That is to the discretion of your squad leader and or your gunner. There was another question?
Oh, never mind. It was I know the question, the answer.
All right. Any more? All right. Squad leaders, get your strikers in formation. Get ready for live.
All right, so we got our marching orders there. The U.S. is going to hit Beach Red, the westernmost beach on the shoreline. It's also the furthest they have to travel from the beachhead to the command post. And they also have a little sneaky plan with that, too. The initial plan is going to be, once they hit Beach Red, they're going to clear Beach Red and get up there on the road. They're going to go north on the road, and they're going to hit command post from the north. A bit of a sneak around flank and try to get command post where they're not expecting it, which, yeah, that could happen. This is we're over here at the U.S. staging area. We got a live time very shortly. And now it's just going to be vehicles turning on now, getting everything set to go.
Before we head off, I see a couple questions in chat about what is this? Is it a live versus public match? What is this? Is it a private? This is a private match that we do with Squad Ops. This is the Squad Ops One Life event. It's open to everyone. All you have to do is sign up at squadops.gg and take our SOT Basic. That will allow you to get into any operation you want. However, there is an exclusion. The first Wednesday of every single month, you get to join an operation without having to take SOT Basic. SOT Basic takes anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. It's not that hard. It's very, very easy to pass. It's super easy, and you get access to every single one of our events that we put on for the public.
Yep, the SOT Basic is just very simple. Little instruction on on some of the vocabulary you'll hear in our operations from our squad leads, and very basic how-to formation. So it's definitely worth picking up just to expand your knowledge. Definitely. Also, you got to have it to play an operation like this one. Bunch of people in here. We got a full server. We're going to be ready to go here in about 30 seconds. I wonder how these strikers are going to look on the water, because the water is it's sort of a little faux effect here. The strikers will be able to drive on the water, but people will go straight through the bottom. Obviously, amphibious vehicles, you know, they kind of float. They're floating. The tires end up becoming the way they sort of generate thrust in the water, the way they move the water going forward. And we're going live here. Ooh. That looks nice. The water line goes down too. Oh my god, that's brilliant. I haven't seen this before. This is great.
Yeah, we've really spent a long time with Strangezack to figure out how we want to do this. Because Strangezack was the original creator of the command that will allow us to go ahead and have amphibious vehicles. We've done some tweaking ourselves just to make it look a little more dynamic.
Oh yeah, I can see it go up and down because the waves are obviously different heights in the water. Oh man, that looks so cool. A nice little platoon file here as this mechanized unit moves out.
I don't think these militia are quite ready for what's about to come. They're currently still building an SPG. I don't think they're ready for all these guys. This SPG, I think he might have eyes on a striker here.
Here we go, the lead striker vehicle. It's gonna shoot at the bunker. Oh, and it hits a tank trap.
Popping smoke
comes out. Here comes infantry. The first striker able to get free. The second one backed up a little bit. Rockets coming out here.
They're storming right over these rocks right now. I mean, there's very, very few militia up here. You can see this lad, he's about to get wasted. He gets mowed down by Sony.
What a trade.
There is mines placed down inside this beachfront. We'll see if a striker runs over it.
Squad 3 striker down.
One striker is down. It's been taken out by the other side.
Rockets coming out here. Barely missing that other one. More smoke coming out from the striker. Payne is crawling up straight to this bunker. He's got some smoke support here, but... And there's a little hill right here that they're using for a little more cover as they get closer. Looks like a squad lead and another militiaman in here with the radio. Oh, here's a breacher. Oh no! That was a weird grenade. Throwing grenades everywhere. SPG techie comes back. Oh, he's just passing through.
You can see most of the militia, they're trying to run their way
the breacher's
over
coming.
to this side, but it's just not going to be able to do anything. They have to return back to their OP location.
I think they've cleared this bunker here. Oh! A grenade. Payne goes down. There's a MG next to, I think that's a tow in place. That's not a tow in placement, that's an HMG over there. I think there's an MMG guy. Oh, it's SPG. Was able to take down Payne. JDR by himself, just sort of trying to figure out what's going on.
I believe Sony squad, which is originally Best Pony, so Best Pony has died in the initial assault. His strikers went down. The rest of his squad has gotten up onto these rocks. They've taken cover. They're watching over the main beachfront as these guys are approaching the main bunker. But as you can see, they're getting people inside the force right now. I think they're shooting at ghosts. There is one guy who is the Lord Chenka. He's out in the distance. You can find Atomic Peach here. I know he's one of these guys. There he is. There's Atomic Peach. He's one of our POVs for tonight. There appears to be an SBG overlooking them. I don't know if he actually sees eyes on any infantry. They do have an optic on it.
Striker trying to shoot through the trees here to try to find. There's a techie over here.
Is this the only striker that's made it?
I think this is the only striker that's left.
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure.
I see 1, 2, 3 striker corpses.
I didn't hear any mines go off.
Yeah, no, but it does look like they have an HMG gunner. Wow, he's mowed down like 3 Americans back here.
I think there's an SPG techie over here, and this striker is hiding from it. He's got a Logi truck between him and the SPG techie. And there's a player getting back on the SPG techie. He's pulling it back a little bit. He's hearing nothing out of his left. The HMG on the hill.
Yeah.
I hear it driving. I just don't see it.
I think he hears one of the other SPG techies on the road. Oh! He pops him.
Don't move. When you see it like that, don't move. I need stable platform.
Brendan over on YouTube asks, when's the next SOT basic? Actually, in between session 1 and 2 of today, there's a SOT basic. However, for future ones, I'm not exactly sure. But you can always check on our website. The calendar is there. Typically, it's Thursdays and Saturdays, though. You can always get an impromptu to, if you want to get a little bit faster.
The nose angle.
Yeah, we're
So again,
we're
we do
alive
these events every Saturday and Wednesday, EU and US time. Wow, this striker's getting lit up by the it goes down. That's the last striker down. Beautiful.
There's not a lot of infantry left on US. There's a squad's worth in the woods just north of Red Beach. And
Yes, look at our-
they're trying to consolidate, and looks like they may be moving back too.
We can look at our kills for fast. We have 8 for the US and 29 for the militia. So it is a lot of US soldiers down right now. So we stream all of our events. So if you want to see more of these events, be sure to follow us at twitch.tv/squadops. We host these events, or we're not host, we put on these events and stream them every Wednesday and Saturday. Saturday being EU and US time.
Sonny's in command of the final troops here. Looks like there's still another fire team leader up here in Squad 1. There seems to be 2 breachers, an MMG, and a medic. So this is a balanced squad, but they've got to chew through 30 militia. And I think this is the only other infantry that are up right now. I don't see anyone else on the map.
I believe so. So we got about 29 down and should have around 10 minus a couple guys.
This is, I think there's plenty of militia that's decided to fall back.
Keep on coming through. Let's get to this next tree line.
There's a squad sort of still maneuvering, and then there must be 2+ squads near the objective area. The command post. And Sonny might be running into this maneuvering squad here very shortly.
All right, now on a walking pace, let's comb through southeast. Let's comb through.
Just so you know, if you are on the reserved list for SOT Basic, there is a high chance that you can get in. I've seen people who are 50th on the reserved list get into any of the events, including trainings. So it is worth a shot to try to sign up.
SOT trainings and operations. It's always worth showing up if you're on the reserve list. Sonny's got his platoon out, or he's got a squad out in the line here. And they're sweeping towards the command post. They're about, trying to make it here, about 300 meters away from contact right now, but they're getting closer.
Just following behind these Americans, I can see these red of just like this red sea of militia in the background. All these little dots scattered along amongst my screen. And they're getting all over the place. They're even stretching north to south of their op, just to make sure that they're not going to sneak by.
All right, looks like there's a forward, like one of the fire teams is moving north to screen their. Looks like they may have like a southern guy. There's a bunch of people still in the south on the militia side, closer to their radio at White Beach. And with the fog on the map, it's going to be a little bit difficult to see these guys in the distance. Milkman has probably got the clearest line of sight, but all he may be able to see is a head. And that's, you know, if there's no fog, you might be able to see that head going across the horizon.
Turn off the outlines of the players. It makes it very hard, especially on these high foliage maps. I mean, these guys are standing in the open. It's pretty easy. Like if I turn them off, wrong button. There we go. If I press, what is that, 7, I can turn off my outlines. And I mean, it looks a lot like the normal squad gameplay. But as you can see, if I was just to come over here into this tree line, like this guy almost basically disappears. And if I get further back, he just starts to disappear even more.
I mean, you couldn't even tell that Royal Milkman has a fire team flanking him to his north right now by about 150, 200 meters away. You couldn't tell, obviously. We couldn't tell either. So we'd have to know. But these guys are just taking their time, tree to tree, foliage to foliage, trying to keep concealment as they move further east to at least make some sort of attempt on command posts here.
See if we can get some nice little V-roll of the U.S. patrolling through here. Oh, they found their Dishka and it opens fire on them.
I think it's all Milkman in the field there. That Dishka's way out there. He had one chance, and now everyone's hit the deck.
MMG's opening up on him. It's 240 gunner here.
He's still on the roof.
It's about the only chance they really have to answer that Dishka from range.
We got contact north of us, though.
Meanwhile, that flanking squad's still about 200 meters to the north.
We'll pop flat lines back on here.
Atomic sings to himself as he tries to take his mind off of being basically pinned down to the ground by an HMG.
It's not that big of a round, right? It's only a 50 cal.
Okay.
Actually, no, it's a Dishka that's even bigger than a 50 cal. Same caliber,
Right, that's southern
bigger
element,
powder, more powder.
You hold your ground, and we'll try to relieve
It's a
you.
longer cartridge or something like that, yeah.
Best thing we can do in the south is just pull back.
Because that's how, I mean, that's how I've always thought of,
we'll
like, Russian weapons.
and flank far north.
Even you go all the way back to, like, World War II era weapons, the cartridges just seem to be longer than what everyone else was using.
They like their big rounds, especially like their tanks shooting the 125 mil versus the 120 on virtually every other tank. Which, by the way, I cannot wait to see the T-72, and I would assume the militia are getting the T-62 or the T-55, which are gonna have some pretty insane guns on it. It's gonna be awesome.
Sonny's opening up. He gets one. I think
he's
got the gunner.
Yeah, he did.
So he's got one. There's one more person in this White Beach shed.
Still got him in the head.
But yeah, still got him in the head.
All right, we're gonna flank this.
There are some enemies pretty close to this position, maybe 100, 150 meters away. Yeah, maybe 100, 150, 120 meters away to their northeast. And Sonny's made the call. They're going to try to get more south here. So they're pretty much running like right in front of enemy positions, but just far enough so that you really can't see them through the fog. Or you may be able to see them, but that's your person with your binocs. And getting the rest of your platoon talked on to, you know, what your squad leader is seeing with the binocs, because we don't have optics on any of these weapons. You might see Sonny's got himself a red dot on top of his M4. There's no magnification for any of the weapons that players are using for this operation, and all operations.
However, that being said, there is a small exception. As I can find a militia FTL here. He has the British marksman rifle. However, it's with an extreme reduction in the zoom. So it's the same zoom as a red dot. However, obviously a lot cleaner, crisper of a sight picture. And on top of that, it shoots a huge 30, or is it 30 out 6 or 308? I can't remember. Definitely does a lot of damage.
I'm not sure, but it's their designated. It's the DMR for British military. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's firing almost the same round these medium machine gunners
The
are.
breacher tries to go up. He gets there's a lane that's wide in the open, but it's covered by an HMG on a rock between White and Blue Beach. Peach is able to run back.
But the breacher charge still goes off. Beautiful.
And I don't think it killed. Yep, no damage to the guy that's still remaining on the bunker. And
yeah, I guess it's
Sonny's
just right on the
squad is
wall,
gonna
too
pull
far
off.
away. It did kill the HMG though, that was mounted up there. Who is this right here? It's Liberal Pundit. He is not giving up the angle. I think I've seen him move in, oh my gosh, like 5 minutes now.
I wonder if he even heard Peach run up there and place the charge, because he didn't move from that position. I would have at least moved to the other, the other side. Militia are now opening up on Matt Bob's fire team. They got pretty close. They're within 100 meters of a squad. JDR throwing a grenade. little short, bounced off a tree.
As in, what's the breacher charge? So yeah, we're using our mod. So if you look at our kits just real fast before all that contact breaks out, we do have like fire team lead, and as you can see, we have some like kind of more lore stuff like INS that are on the US side, and on top of it, we have engineers and breachers. The engineer gets an AT mine, some sandbags, some barbed wire you can place down, and the breacher gets a satchel charge, which has the same effective damage as an IED, except it doesn't need a detonator. It's on a time explosive charge.
Matt Bob's fire team pretty much down to 1 now. JDR, he threw a grenade. I imagine he's still got his breacher charge. He may have already used it already, but he's by himself up here. I think Sonny's group is still about 50 meters down. Oh, their medic goes down.
Milk and the SL is lighting up Atomic Peach here. The medium machine gunner and the SL that are up on the rock.
So it looks like we're down to 2 US. JDR and Atomic. Atomic is over there. He's trying to shoot back against enemies that are probably about 100 plus meters away, but they're basically looking for outlines in the fog at this point. JDR is much closer. He gets a rocket straight right in front of him, lands within a meter, but he's not dead.
A very lucky man.
So clearly it's not a heat. I think the heat blast would have killed him, and the frag was just a little short then. JDR is crawling back. Not bandaging.
Should not have thrown them all.
He didn't get hit by that. Wow.
Doesn't seem like the US wants to move too much. JDR is probably very low health, and with this high density of foliage and the fog, it's going to make him really hard to find any type of targets in these woods.
He's banking on an OP rolling into him to get some kills, I think. Otherwise, he's going to have to sort of man up and actually go for it. He may want to push a little bit further west to get another angle in, because he definitely knows there are people in front of him.
Atomic Peach, I think he was shooting at the guys just to his south. Not 100% sure on that one.
Oh, speaking of people to his south, there's the fire team that was flanking is now directly behind the US position, and they're moving through where Peach just used that smoke. They're about 50 meters behind Peach, and they're closing pretty fast.
I think Peach thinks that he's killed these 2 guys, and he doesn't quite understand that they're still alive. He only hit 2 of them. He hit 2 of them once, so they both bandaged.
No, I think they found him.
South, yeah. And Atomic Peach goes down due to the flank here, which is that fire team we were talking about.
And now we're all down to JDR, who's now prone, moving up towards what he thinks is the line.
Something that we done as a little bit of a change to the US soldiers, their model itself, was we made the camo a touch bit greener. So that way on these forest maps, he's a little more in cover instead of a glow stick, as a lot of people refer to them.
He's moving a little bit faster now. They're taking shots at him. A rocket hits a tree. Panic fire. Still panic fire, and he's out of ammo. He's got to reload. He finds a tree. It's over if they have a grenade.
But the frag rocket hit right on. This AK, I mean, he is firing right on them. And they're just barely landing right next to his head. Just not on his head.
JDR is probably firing a little bit too fast in semi-auto for the recoil. Oh, and he goes down.
Yeah, the lat gets him. Who is this? The soldier Wolfie. I think he tagged him right through the foot. Maybe he got a body shot. I'm not sure. But that is GG. That is the end of round 1 of our 2 sessions tonight. So we'll be coming back with round 2 in about 5 minutes. Be sure to follow us at twitch.tv/squadops. And if you liked what you just saw, sign up for our events at squadops.gg. We'll be right back. a hit. Shrek and Matt, we're going to clear it. Go for it. Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Squad Ops One Life Events Operation Trident's tip with you tonight. We will be back, or sorry, I don't know why I said that. This is session 2 we're back with right now. We decided instead of hopping right into admin cam, this is round 2, to be clarifying that. We decided instead of hopping right back into admin cam, we'll show you with one of our spare strikers on the map what it's like to be inside one of these aquatic strikers. There's a little bit of changes. We haven't updated the striker ever since the cache has been closed, but as you can see, we're fully driving around on the water right now. Completely amphibious. We can switch in between bcarr's and I's view as he's in the turret. As you see, we're floating around.
Yep, and I can still fire and everything I need to do right here.
Yeah, let's drive over to like our main land here. I guess while I drive over to the island, if you want to go ahead and talk about the SLs and commands, bcarr.
Yeah, I could do that real quick. For this round, we got Stormfront is leading US. He's going to have Shickhart, Bam. Bam has a longer name. Let me figure that out real quick. Bam, you just died. Jackboot and HML are his SLs. And Swine will be leading Militia. He's got Best Pony, Lawn Darts, Jenkins, and Payne 12 Bravo as his SLs. And as you can see now, we're on a beachfront. We got some wooden tire tracks or traps right here. for
Actually,
tank
almost got stuck on one too. That would have been quite embarrassing.
And all these beaches have bunkers on them. The regular octagonal concrete bunkers. The beaches that we're using on red, white, and blue also have an additional building in the back, I believe. I believe on red and white they do. I'm not sure on blue, actually. There's a lot of bunkers here. And we're actually not even on the actual beachhead that they would have to land on. This is the little island that's right next to it. There's a... Yeah,
Trying to get
like
back in the water, all the tank traps.
Man, it's almost like it was meant to be difficult. Static defenses being what they are. It's like a I don't know. Let me pull up the map real quick to figure it out. It's like a 400-meter long island that's right in front of white and blue beaches, and you can get a little bit of eyesight on the red as we get back in the water. Look at that. We're rolling.
Actually, can go to our shipping docks here. So this again is a custom-made map by Best Pony. It's a very nice map, I have to say. I like how dense the forests are and all that kind of stuff.
It's called
there's
Sands
a
of
large
Yanya.
amount of area. Yeah, Sands of Yanya. It's in our Squad Ops mod. So if you have the Squad Ops mod, you instantly have Sands of Yanya. But yeah, technically the strikers are not amphibious. I think they're like water resistant, but they're not meant to float. This is just because we wanted the U.S. to go ahead and plan this operation, being the first time it goes around. But yes, the BTR is amphibious, and it would be a lot more accurate if the BTRs were in this op. Maybe we'll have to get the LAV 25 in the game.
Oh man, there's so many vehicles that you could add into whatever time frame we're sort of in squad. There's so many vehicles to add in. And with, you know, the fact that we were able to do this, have the vehicles act on one layer and have people be able to fall through. Like if I've got out, like here's what happens if I get out in the water right now. I drown.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously because it's a lot of water, and yeah, I got like how much gear do I have on my back? I got a ton.
So we'll go and hop out of these strikers right now. Get back into our normal admin cam habitat, where we naturally get the above head view of these U.S. troopers moving in for their ambush. So we'll go ahead and just go over the op real fast before briefing happens. Pull up our map. And so it's a fairly simple op. The U.S., they must assault either beach red, white, or blue. Once they choose a beach, they must commit to it. They get 4 strikers to assault those beaches with. And for their infantry assets, they have 1 times AR, 1 times MMG, 1 times LAT, 2 times breacher, 1 times medic. Once they've made a foothold onto this this continent with insane amount of bunkers and tank traps everywhere, they must then push to the OP location that the militia are holding in, I believe it's Hotel 5 Sub 2. Yeah, it's set up on the map.
Yep.
And then on the militia side, they must defend against the Americans at the beach, and then defend their op once they've made their, once the U.S. start making their way to the OP location. They get for their assets 2 MMGs, 2 times LAT, 1 times medic, and 1 times engineer per squad. For their vehicles, they have 2 SPG technicals, 3 logistic trucks, and for their FOB, they get to build as many HMGs, SPGs, and ZSUs as they want. And back at their main op location, they get 1 mortar. On top of all that, at any one of the FOB locations, they can build any amount of defenses.
Now, last
US
time... Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no, you can answer it. Yeah, good.
Right. Last time, the round 1, we saw U.S. assault to Red Beach, and it looked like they had a little bit of momentum going in, but they got caught up in the tank traps. Their vehicles weren't able to get up the beach fast enough. And while they were covering their infantry, they got stuck trying to assault each and every one of these bunkers, and the militia were able to put emplacements in the rocks on either side of the beach, and those are way covered. Those are covered from the waterfront, so you wouldn't be able to see them coming in. You'd only be able to, they'd only really be able to fire on infantry that got past a certain point. Matter of fact, there was one of the there was one of those positions, the HMGs was placed, I believe it was right here, back here. And this is a sneaky little spot because it's not going to be obvious until a vehicle turns their turret 90 degrees, which is going to take forever. And then they're going to have to look over here for it. Infantry have probably a better chance of knocking this guy out. But if it's a shielded Dishka, that becomes more complicated.
So,
Alrighty.
basic plan.
So yeah, we got the brief
we're going
starting right
to
now,
load
so we'll
up the
listen in right
strikers.
now
We're
to
going
that.
to try and get as many guys and 2 strikers as we can. Try and leave 2 of the strikers empty. So the guys I want driving the 2 strikers is Jackboot and Bam are going to be driving the 2 strikers that are loaded up. So the 2 crewmen and those guys in the squad will be in charge of driving. And what we're going to do, we're going to set up on the island. And we're going to figure out which one of these 2 beaches marked with the fob and the hab markers on your map currently are best defended, and we're going to attack the other one. This beach that I'm marking with the skull is very hard to maneuver onto, but if we can successfully do that beach, that's going to be my beach of choice. So basically what we have to do is we're going to be landing under heavy machine gun fire and rockets. We're going to try and get striker support behind us as we move in, and then when we get on the beach, we're going to have 1 striker supporting from the island or water possibly, and we're going to push as hard as and as fast as possible. The infantry is going to unload next to the rock outcroppings, so you're not sitting out in the open, and you're going to storm onto the beach. Once you hit the beach, you get to the bunkers, and you get past all the emplacements, you're going to have a huge gap in between the beach and the forest line. This is where you're going to be very vulnerable. I want fire teams bounding across. I want cover fire. I want suppressive fire. If you're not moving, you're dead once we hit those beaches. The strikers are going to be roaming around, trying not to get hit by rockets. If you stay in one place, you drive in one straight line, you're going to get hit, you're going to go down. Please do not do that. Any questions besides what I've already covered? Obviously, the rules of engagement are going to be shoot on sight, because they're going to see us coming, they're going to hear us coming, they're going to know that we're going to be there.
I got a question.
Aethel, I saw you first.
Do we have to worry about the fire from the northern beaches as we crest the island?
So as we go across the island, we're going to have to worry about forces coming off of the other beaches to hit us.
Are we gonna worry about throwing smokes?
Yes,
and all that on the beach?
Throw your smokes, BTRs, pop your smokes. Just try and obscure their line of sight as you move closer and closer to them.
My question was, when infantry lands on the beachhead, do you want us to like just rush up the beach to get to the fortified positions as quick as possible, or is it going to be a slow push?
It's going to be move as quick as possible, but also try and maintain cover as you're moving, so you don't overexpose yourself. Basically, once we get off the beaches, we're going to try and push around to this side and take the outpost from this location. Now, these 2 houses that I'm marking with the mine markers, or mine and BTR mark, are a great overwatch position for the command post proper. So be wary. Any further questions?
Yeah.
I just have a comment.
Could I ask first or not?
Yeah, go ahead and
Yes,
ask your question.
All right. So for auto rifles and MGs, do you want us to suppress fire once we break in the beachhead, or do you want us to run with infantry?
Suppressing fire and then moving up as quick as possible. You don't want to be sitting on that beach for a long period of time.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
All right. Any further questions? Ask your squad leaders.
Question/comment.
All right. Let's save that for later. I want you guys already loading up into the striker so we can be ready.
I need to grab two.
Copy.
What is it? The other kits for the drivers.
Your battle station.
All right, go ahead.
Good luck, everybody. Guns out.
Alrighty, so that was the U.S. brief for round 2. If I was listening correctly, I was talking in some other voice channels at the time. I believe they're using 2 strikers as a fire support. If you want to touch on that, bcarr.
Yeah, I think they're going to use the island that's south of White and Blue as a place to sort of survey White and Blue, trying to figure out which one they're going to take. I think they're leaning towards Blue. And they're going to use, they're going to have some fire support positions. The forest is pretty dense, although I think if they really wanted to, they could sneak a striker in between the forest to sort of get some eyes forward, because optics on those things, they're pretty good.
All right, so we got we got 45 seconds to live here as the U.S. Try to deal out who's gonna get the crewman kit. So, wait, I completely forgot. I lost my train of thought. After the U.S. started team killing each other, and I saw those messages pop up.
Yeah, it's super weird. Yeah, you got to have the crewman kit to gun and drive the heavy vehicle, the strikers. So that means that U.S. are going to have to sort of figure out which kits they're going to want to keep, because they won't be able to allocate everything they allocated per squad. So it's a little bit of command decision, a little bit of squad leader decision, try to figure out what the best loadout for their infantry squad is.
All right, and we are live. As everyone kind of moves around here, I'll answer a few questions real fast. Yeah, 21. Squad is a new map? Kinda. This is a part of this Squad Ops mod. This is Sands of Yanya. It's a best pony map. We do have a lot of other maps in the work as we're trying to keep our operations all nice and special and ready to go. The U.S. wasn't even ready for live here. They're still loading up on their strikers.
There's a mine on Blue Beach. It's not inconspicuous at all. It's not even dug down. It's just chilling.
Yeah, currently we do have, I think, what, 3? I think Best Pony has 2 maps in his work. I got like a couple maps under like train of thought right now. We're bringing on some new people to go ahead and help mod in more maps. However, I am technically the mod dev ATL, and I can tell you guys that we are looking at more people that can work in the SDK and more people that can map in the SDK. Eventually, US will roll out here. If you're interested, just go ahead and read the channel, the README. They'll tell you how to apply to staff. It's in our Discord. It's all the information you need to know is in that Discord.
Basically, read the README in the Discord at all times.
Yep. Do exactly what the title tells you to do. Yeah, and all strikers are waterborne here.
There's one striker that's pulled away, but everyone else seems to be following in a little behind.
They should go blue is empty. You know, that would be really nice if the U.S. were able to see. However, they can't. You know, that's why they're having these scouting positions going up onto the hill right now. This
Yeah,
island.
also, Also, the operation, even though we have spectator view and we can see what's going on, the militia aren't allowed to build until after live. These guys are coming up on the island right now. They're trying to find a place to get up the hill. It's pretty steep, but they do it.
Strikers are really fast in the water. I think we forgot to turn on the friction modifier. We'll go ahead and check over that.
And these guys are parked right on the right up the beach. Command gets out.
Remember, we'll see him when we see him.
Mark asking, do you need any modelers? Not at the moment. We got all the models we want currently.
There's an infantry squad dismounting here. Maybe the MMGs for fire support? I don't know what these guys are dismounted for.
I'm not sure.
Either, you know what?
You're looking like 300, 400 meters. Those MMGs are not going to be able to engage. And they need to use the strikers to get the infantry up there. I know they can't fit all 4 squads in there.
I think they're just switching it up. But no, these guys are moving forward. I imagine the MMGs would be able to engage it that far, but the problem is they have no optics on the MMG. So in a vanilla squad, you got this nice scope on the M240 Bravo, and you can engage out to 300-400 effectively, relatively from a prepared position, and you're not afraid of getting shot at.
Well, I think even with the optic, I don't think it's going to help too much, as there's so much fog on this map and so much foliage for everyone to hide in. It's just going to be almost impossible for you to spot anything. Let's see if I can find a guy here who's run out in the open, turn off my outlines, and just zoom in as much as possible.
Storm is up here on the beach next to a he's next to a bunker, and he's trying to survey Blue Beach right now.
So yeah, right now you can, just like that, SL's head's peeking out, and then as you can see, if I turn my outlines off, he basically disappears. Like, if you squint, you can see his forehead, and then it just goes away.
Yeah, without optics, it would be pretty rough to engage from the island here. You'd have to have tracers and someone with binocs basically talking to you on, and you're wasting so much ammo at that point trying to be effective at that range. It's not worth it.
However, the U.S. are going to lose a lot of men pushing this beach, so it might not be a bad idea to just dump your ammo because you're not going to be able to use it all anyways.
Storm is still looking through here.
Just try and get as little amount of people in your striker as possible.
See, we have lats perched up on the rocks.
Get your guys in my striker. I have some of 3, so just get your guys in my striker, see if they can fit.
I believe.
No, I have just the fire
I
team.
believe
Should have enough for more.
Actually,
U.S. are emptying their front striker. They're just gonna keep it bare bones, and they're putting people into other strikers to maybe make the first one a little bit easier to lose, so to speak.
The rest of the guys.
That still leaves a fire team left, though.
It's pretty interesting. They do have lat traps all set up through these rocks, and they're just gonna wait for him to get on the beach and then hit him right in the rear.
And then the rest, just put him in yours. I'll dismount as well.
I can sit back with my striker and fucking spot targets for
I
him
think
with my binoculars.
Storm and U.S. commands is still trying to figure out how they want to assault the beach, because I think they're going to go for blue.
Blue's definitely the one to go for. It's the most open.
I like our chances with.
He's calling it out. I think he's still making the decision. We're going to go to command.
At H7 and I7. So we're going to take that beach.
So H7 and I7. So that is beach blue. So that is the one they're going for.
I like how he took his time saying that. It's like he had to flip a coin between white and blue.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me flip this coin. Oh, it's heads. I call tails.
I choose.
I'm flipping the coin by myself. Yeah, command is still trying to figure out how to structure this assault. And strikers are now moving.
Yeah.
I wonder if the audio is going to carry over here to the blue beach.
I do have everything loaded up. They have 3 strikers loaded up, and then 1 is the support striker, I suppose. But I think we're about to see the main assault go out here.
As far as blue, the blue beach, there's this very interesting SPG here, but it's placed. Yeah, it's placed up against this rock, and I bet you.
I think this striker has been completely stuck on a tank trap.
Oh no.
Oh,
They
I
are
see it
not
from
touching
here.
the ground.
It's been spotted by an SL. Mortars are going out somewhere.
I think you're gonna need a
This
striker.
SL doesn't see it. This is Payne 12 Bravo. Payne 12 Bravo trying to.
Yes, I like this map. Could have some interesting amphibious assaults. Yeah, the entire intent of this map was to go ahead and make sure that everything is really open as possible, so we can have a lot of options for defense.
Guys, what? Guys, if they said don't do it,
I think just one striker's going.
We just sending 1 striker.
Are they just gonna board just 1 striker, or are they gonna keep it safe over here?
Copy that. That striker's out of
We're
play.
stuck on the coral.
Stuck on the core.
No, not using people to ram him or something.
Here comes the striker. It went to the. It went very close to the rock formation just east of Blue Beach, and it's sneaking up.
So they're hiding inside one of the coves on I guess we would seem to be more like a coral front. As you can see, I mean he's pretty well hidden in there. There's no one that's gonna be coming over to bother him. The closest guys are pretty dang far away, and none of them are lats.
3 strikers hanging out on the south side of the island in the middle of the bay here, and I'm trying to figure out what they're waiting for. Mortars, or that was a SPG shot?
Yeah.
I guess they were trying to hit the guys on the end. SPG short about 100 meters. Militia now moving their assets around, assuming the blue is coming. The mortars.
Oh, they're trying to mortar the striker. It's pretty dang close there. Let's see here. Yeah, we got a top-down view. I would say it's about 50 to 100 meters away.
Yeah, it's about 50 meters away. The last hit was on my lower left-hand side of the screen. They are engaging at long range. Oh man, bunch of explosives could hit the island now.
I think the striker's just going for it. He's just going for it. He's solo landing this one.
The striker's engaging.
Ahead of him. He didn't reload. He just shot. He's at the reloaded thing. The smoke
I think he
goes
might
out.
hit that mine.
Go.
Yeah, is there a mine? Yeah, there's no mine in front of the strike.
Infantry, yeah.
Infantry screaming.
There's 2 SPGs on the rocks over here.
Is this round 1? No, this is round 2.
Bag of Joe thought he was safe. He's bandaged. And this is the one of the mill fire teams. He's shooting the rocks. The mill guy hit the rock. Bag of Joe is trying to climb up here. Nope.
Man.
Oh, he gets 2. He got shot in the back.
I mean, they are pinned right now on this rock. They're either completely open to the militia far, far away on the other side of this cove, like an actual cove. And then they have a militia really close.
Here comes the
to their main
striker
position on
again.
the rock.
The striker pops smoke.
I think it's the second striker. Yep, more infantry offloading.
Oh, so they're going 1 by 1.
And mortars had landed right on top of them.
Right on him.
Wow, I mean, it almost nailed that striker. I think it killed 1 infantry.
Multiple's dead. There's 4 or 5 of them dead here on the beachfront, but there's plenty more US that are pushing up this rock.
I can see that we have some militia trying to flank around. Looks like it's a fire team.
The MMG for militia on this fight goes down, and now all that's left is these 2 militia is a squad leader. This is Payne 12 Bravo, I think, and another guy.
I think, yeah, this militia fire team, I think he's going to get eyes on this. Man, I would say, sorry, a buddy team, militia buddy team is going to get eyes on this U.S. fire team. It goes out.
Payne takes 1 down. Deadbeat Dad and EPA are trying to push this position. Deadbeat Dad gets the drop on Payne 12 Bravo. And that is just 1 out of position mill here. But I think they're moving away.
And more mortars. The 3rd striker is here, and he's dropped more infantry.
Ooh, a lat misses high. And you can see how the smoke from the vehicle, plus smoke being added by all the infantry on the ground. Here's Sabari. He's trying to defend something or other. He's the guy that's way on. He's the guy way on the south. So he's. So Zabari was over here with Payne 12 Bravo. Payne 12 died, and Zabari is now 50 meters away from contact, and he is kind of stuck. I think he thinks he's going to get pushed, but US have moved on.
These 2 MMGs are the strong point of this push right now with the medic, and they're just gunslinging it right now. We have Egg, and let's see, who's the medic? Clay J with Rabbit joining them.
They're mortaring the rock. Militia are mortaring the rocks now. It's trying to anticipate where the US are going to go.
Look how fast at our kills. We have... Oh, wait, wait a second. Huh, I don't have the kills on my side. You might have to look at it at bcarr side.
There are 10 kills for Army and 18 kills for Militia.
Alrighty, so it's definitely a militia
Much more
siding right
this time
now.
around.
Yeah, it's definitely not the stomp that it was last round, though.
There's too much fog, I can't see across.
Let's see. There's a bunch of folks spread out on Blue Beach. There's not really, if US wanted to break out here, they could go for the forest, but I don't think they really think about it. Militia are trying to reinforce the southernmost bunker on Blue. They've got folks just crawling up here behind this wall. That's kind of funny. As another striker lands.
How many militia died last game? I think it was it like 10? About 10?
So the tank, so the striker rolled on a tank trap, and it clipped. Oh, and the striker's dead. So you saw there the striker hit the tank trap and used it as a ramp, and it did a 360 no scope, like switch ollie. And what happened was there were people trying to get out of the vehicle at the same time, and 2 people drowned. And then it got hit by an SPG.
We're getting mortared, we're getting mortared.
What would we win? I think it's a 30-ton vehicle or squad physics.
You know, squad physics every time. You can never underestimate squad physics. Mortars now more effective.
I think a nade goes out in these guys' position. I don't know if it went far enough. No, it didn't. It bounced off the tree. Wow, he would have killed himself if the US didn't kill him before his nade exploded.
And Deadbeat Dad in charge of 4, and that grenade gets him.
What are the requirements for mod and staff? Again, that's all in the README. If you go to our Discord and you look at the README, you can apply there. And then it's just really about having one of the ATLs or managers approve
HML. HML running straight up on Sabari. He doesn't even have his gun out. Sabari whiffs in full auto, but able to get the second peek there from HML. Zabari had his gun out the whole time. He finally snuck up on HML. HML was running back towards the beachfront with his binocs out. No gun. Not something you should do. Generally, you know, running around with your binocs out. It would be dumb. Or not dumb, but you know, it's the priority thing, man. And US are now trying to figure out what their next step is.
So I think we got about 7 US troopers here, and you can see like militia, they're just pushing in one by one onto the main US force. It's fairly condensed.
There's still a lot of militia on blue in the bunker and manning emplacements. Deadbeat Dad takes down one.
Confirmed. We're moving to the CP then.
And there's a bunch of, actually, if you look at it now, a lot of militia are now abandoning the blue position. They're getting in lodges and moving back towards the command post. So they're going to militia are going to reconsolidate a command post, which is pretty smart.
Take the rest of the squad and let's head
And I imagine blue or white and red beaches are definitely empty by now. They gotta be.
Well, I'm in a lodge right now.
So when you apply for the staff role, you don't. I mean, I don't think there's really any requirement except for our standard requirements to join squad ops. You don't have to be regular or anything. We've had people who become staff before they get reg. Of course, when you become staff, you also get the regulars tag. Some say it's the faster route to get regulars, but you gotta also commit a lot more.
You gotta
than
do
being a
stuff.
regular.
That's how I became. Yeah. That's how I became staff. Is I applied to join an admin team, and the admin team is one of our teams that runs all of the One Life operations that you see. We basically maintain the rules, and we make sure everything goes down as smoothly as possible.
For suicide.
Meanwhile, this U.S. squad under Silas just getting away from a SPG technical. Although Deadbeat Dad in 4, I think he's by himself, or he's either bringing up the trail of the formation very, very cautiously. But Silas is moving his guys straight towards the command post. And looks like he's got about another 300 meters until first contact or so with the forces that are at command post. But militia have condensed everyone. If they weren't at blue, they've gone back to the CP.
What happened before? Why is this?
As you can see, some of our maps are just not perfect quite yet. I like to call these trees the Chernobyl trees. They're a little bit funky, as you notice. They're growing out like tangent to the ground, so they don't grow straight up. Soon to be fixed, but of course that's just the loveliness of making a map. Or I think Punny's made one other map for the first time now. So you've got 2 maps that are custom and live.
Silas pushing with his squad. Deadbeat Dad's still behind, falling behind by about 100 meters now, 100 plus meters. Oh, more, 200 meters. And I think their militia are still ferrying people out on lodges. Maybe they're trying to bring supplies back to... They're trying to bring supplies out of the forward positions and put them back at the CP.
Very, very possible. However, AKs are seeing the full squad as they move through. I'm not sure who's shooting. I think he's shooting at Danny. Yeah.
His rounds are short by about 20 meters.
But the rest of the use opens up as the more militia try to flank.
Patrol.
Wow, yeah, 2 of them were caught out in the open. Instantly go down. Silas gets an RPG right to his face. Wow.
The RPG exploded behind him, but it must have gone straight through him. Because he died. The RPG exploded about 10 meters away.
An
20
RPG goes
meters
straight
away.
over Clay J.
So now it looks like 3 US left.
Yeah, I saw there's one guy out here. I think he's already down though. Put my name tags and I can see a little bit easier.
I got Clay J and Danny Biels
Yeah,
forward.
I think that's it.
Someone is shooting at Clay J. He's not conspicuous. He's not inconspicuous.
Yeah, that
He's
is the
gotten hit.
lat that was shooting at him before I shot the RPG.
He's trying to bandage himself now.
I think he'd be
Deadbeat
able to
Dad
manage
is trying to
that enough
catch
time.
up.
You should heal him. You should heal himself up with the medic bag.
Militia on 31 kills now against U.S. Army on 15, and they're pushing Danny's position real fast. He doesn't realize he's got a tango about 15 tangos away from him, and Danny takes better position and then looks away.
Do the strikers have optics? They do. However, they are reduced. They're not as insane as the normal game squad. I believe the normal game squad is like 13 times. However, in the mod, I believe we reduced it to like 5.
Oh, militia are bringing mortars.
Yep, and it lands right behind Clay J.
The entire militia team are now circling on Clay J, as he seems to be the last one. They're moving through the forest, trying to go tree to tree here. But Clay J, his position is not an unknown. And it just... Oh, there we go.
Oh, wow. He got snapped on by... Who was this? Matt Bob. Clay J opened up fire on a Matt Bob, and Matt Bob just turned right on him.
Went from 60 to 0, and then just right angled.
Yeah, that was a very good shot on Matt Bob's part.
Let's see here. Is that everyone?
I believe so.
No.
Oh. Yeah.
Deadbeat Dad is still up somewhere, I think.
He's behind enemy lines like a lot further than where Clay J was.
Took a way eastern flank.
Except now he's stuck in the open. He's looking at multiple militia. He is not going to survive this for too much longer.
Here he goes. He begins engaging.
Yep. I mean, I can see 5 militia. He instantly gets lit up on, like, several different angles. And he goes down. No matter where he hid from, there was someone to shoot at him to, like, a 90-degree angle.
There's no way. Ooh, one more round.
Yeah, so we'll be doing a 3rd round this time instead of just the normal 2. So we'll be right back after another 5-minute break for a bonus round.
Good game, guys.
boys.
Good try.
Alright, gents, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out to SOTT Basic. I'm your instructor today. It's Hammering Hutch. You guys can simply just call me Hutch. When we're suppressing an enemy target, the whole intent of that is to keep their heads down so an adjacent unit can maneuver onto them. Right, and during this process, we have a thing that happens automatically and organically within each, either whether it be buddy team or fire team, is there's no lull in the gunfire, thus talking guns. Open fire. Contact front. Alpha, bound. He sees me. I'm down. Bravo, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. Alright, Bravo set. Alpha up. He sees me. I'm down. You're now in what is known as a file. You're now in what is known as a staggered column, and usually used when moving from one location to another where contact is imminent. Those are your basic formations that we utilize in squad ops. The SOTT Advanced Weapons Systems course was created to ensure Squad Ops participants share the same knowledge and understanding of the use and applications of mission-specific weapons and the basic tactics involved in their deployment. The Automatic Rifleman. The Automatic Rifleman is the foundation of a fire team and/or squad. The job of the Automatic Rifleman is to deliver a high volume of prolonged, effective suppressing fire on enemy positions to allow the maneuver of friendly units during offensive operations and the repelling of enemy attacks in defensive operations. The Grenadier, a key member of the fire team and squad. The Grenadier is first and foremost a rifleman who is capable of delivering accurate fire of both high explosive and smoke rounds on point and area targets at varying distances. One of the other added benefits of the Grenadier is to engage dead space, which is essentially an area that cannot be hit by direct fires. The Light Anti-Tank Gunner. Soldiers carrying light anti-tank weapons are, just as Grenadiers, riflemen first. They are the ideal infantry-based counter to both lightly armored and thin-skinned vehicles. At short, medium, and far distances, the rockets fired are a viable weapon against groups of infantry as well. The SOTT Advanced Weapons Systems course, although not a requirement, is highly encouraged for squad ops participants to join to expand their knowledge of how to utilize the tools that are given to us within squad.
Squad 4 is the red sniper marker. I'm going same deal with the file formation, but this time I won't leave one like striker on the beach.
Can we not do a file? It has us all landing at different times. It's bad. If we do a line, it'll land at the same time. It'll be better effective.
But this beach is different. It will the first one will then. Trust me, this beach works better with the file. At least I hope so. All right, so once we've beached, make sure the squads at the side look up. They're probably on the rocks themselves. Your objective is to move forward to control the beach, the trenches, and the buildings on your respective locations. Once those locations are controlled by us, we'll try to make a break for it into the what's it called? The forests. We want to be in the forest and away from the beach as soon as possible. We'll try to break contact. We'll try to move with whatever strikers we have left. They have less SPGs now, so that's thank God. So we'll move deep into the forest, hit the CP from the north again. Hopefully I won't die this time first second, and hopefully you guys won't as well. And this time, no more jokes. I don't want you guys to die in the beach landing. This time we have 4 squads there. Don't stay on the beach too long. They have mortars. Momentum is key. We get on the beach, we take the buildings, and then we move with the strikers into the forest to the northeast. Yeah? Everyone understand?
Sounds good.
Affirmative.
Kill.
Excellent. All right, squad leads, get your strikers ready. Information. Get ready for live.
My score as soon as we dismount, or we're gonna go in and sit up at the rocks.
Kill route. Peach, you want a drive or you want a gun?
You guys, we're back with round 3. A little bit of a unexpected thing was a last-minute call during the operation going on currently. Since the round was so short, we decided they're going to add a third round. I guess someone could say it's a bonus round.
Yeah, right.
Bonus
some
round.
Changes to the
I'm gonna
op.
count on you guys. Give me
We
direction
have.
where the fire's coming from, the heavy
Let me just
fire.
go to the kits. I'll tell you about the changes once we go through it. So again, we'll just bring up our map real fast and talk about the main objective. U.S. They get 3 beaches they have to land on. Either it's red, white, or blue. After landing on said beaches, they only get to choose 1. That is, they have to move to the command post, which is the green marker. To do this waterborne landing, the U.S. have 4 times strikers, and for their squads, they have 1 AR, 1 MMG, 1 LAT, 2 breachers, and 1 medic. On the militia side, to repel against the U.S. invasion, they get 2 MMGs, 2 LATs, 1 medic, and 1 engineer per squad. And for the vehicles, they get 2 SPG techies, 3 Logis, and on top of that, they're FOBs. They get as many HMGs and as many ZSUs that they want to put down. However, the difference is they're not allowed to put down any SPG emplacements. For the command post, they get to put down 1 mortar, which is saw some action in the previous round, and then on all the FOB locations, they can build up any type of defenses they want.
So the SPGs a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Clearly. But I think limiting the SPGs to the technicals is pretty. It's plenty of mobility for those SPGs. It's not like they're not going to be missed for very long once they need them. And I think, if we heard correctly from the U.S. plan as we go live here,
yep,
I think they're going to basically go in a line, make a right turn at the same time, and hit the beach at the same time, and just roll with it.
I think they're just going for it. I think they're going for the shortest time to contact.
Yeah, they're gonna be on blue, so they're gonna go south of the island. As you can see, our strikers, amphibious. They're still going pretty hard here. And there looks like to be 1 squad at Blue Beach. And they are still preparing positions. If they land fast enough, this could be extremely effective.
So if we take an SPG, everyone get ready to bail.
Here we go. They're going parallel to the beach.
They're going right for it. I see already RPGs going outbound.
And they're just going to turn in at the same time.
Yep. Trying to get the most spread possible. Ooh, smoke went out a little bit too early. It's not going to provide any cover for the infantry. However, Striker rolls up right into the main open area. He dismounts all the infantry possible. Oh man, this is an assault right here. This is the best one yet.
The Strikers still pushing up the beach. Their infantry forking off.
Strikers bouncing RPGs off their frontal armor. as that is where they are the strongest. They're pushing up ahead. They're spear pointing this. I mean, these infantry are getting ran over right now. This is the best
The
assault
strikers
yet.
are stuck. RPG just missed. And there's a squad of infantry on the west here. They're fighting rock to rock.
We got a
Grenades
squad
going
going on
through.
rocks, yeah, over on the east side. Just getting some covering fire, trying to get some top down on these militia on the beach. I think they did this so fast that it is going to be really hard for these militia to counter the amount of vehicles that have just rushed them.
They're trying to throw frags. U.S. squad here on the west has used all
SPG,
their
he's rolling
frags.
up. I don't know if it's a shot on a vehicle.
The strikers
Find
rolling
this
to another
SPG.
beach. The strikers going hunting.
SPG, one shot gets out onto the striker. Is he going to reload? I think, no, he backs up. He's going to get just barely into cover here.
The striker is gone crazy. Wello
Look at these
and
striker covers. They're
Londarts
cursing
here.
out the tank traps right now. They're doing their job.
Wello and Londarts have just blitzed. They blitzed straight to the control point. They're here by
They
themselves.
went straight to the control point. Wow, that is
There's
fantastic.
no one here on. All right, there's
Mortars land
Stormfront.
on top of friendly militia. Just one round.
There is no militia except for the command, and I think he's on a mortar.
The
No, he's
striker
not
lights
even-
up the SPG techie that was trying to get a shot on the one they've already hit one. This is a fantastic assault here. This is a great final round so far. If US can keep this momentum, this might be in the bag for them.
Alright, hey, use the striker's cover to keep moving into the woods. Dead charge. Striker provide cover, everyone come
U.S. have pushed through. They've broken through the bunker line, but there's still 3 mil in the southernmost bunker.
The striker, he's gonna see his militia as they retreat across the field here. This guy, he's a dead man. Is he gonna make it? He barely makes it. Wow. He's a lucky soul. Have they switched sides? Yes, we're technically on the same teams as round 1. So round 2 they've switched.
This. That was a
That was
mine. That was a breacher.
Yeah, it might have
kit.
been a mine or breacher, yeah. I think it took out 1 or 2 militia.
There's still one in that bunker.
There's 3 all by
There goes
themselves
Evan.
over by the striker with no AT.
Evan and Sonny, clear out the bunker. There's still a striker still trying to clear the southern side of the beach, but that's it.
Uh-oh, I think this MMG's a dead man. He's leaning, he's trying to play dead. No, he's goner. That's a 50 cal right through his torso. Are we gonna see this map again? Definitely. This map was designed for operations. Let me open up my map and just look how huge this map is. Each one of these little squares are 300 meters. And this isn't even the final form of the map. There's all these different terrain features like the island in the middle or the other set of beaches or maybe even the storage containers are over by the beach. And then not to mention all the hillage area, like all the main hills in the back or maybe even the airport. There's so many possibilities in this map for different operations. And that's exactly what this map was designed for. To keep operations fresh and, keep a wide variety in what you're seeing in combat instead of, a classic Samari where everyone's seen it.
Yep, the striker just took out SPG techie, who was laying in wait in ambush on the road that's north of Blue. It was on top of a hill skylining.
Did they
And
pull that one striker back that rushed to their CP?
I believe they have.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna look here.
I'm looking for
Yeah, they
Rex. I
have
don't
all
see him.
4 strikers up.
Nope, there's a what is this? Yeah, that's another SPG techie. So both SPG techies are down.
Ah, so yeah, they got all strikers up, all SPGs down. That's all the main fighting vehicles. How about kill-wise? What are we doing here? We're doing 13 for the Americans and 17 for the militia. That's a pretty good number considering this was a beach assault.
Yep,
I mean,
a whole
usually
U.S. squad, got wiped on the rocks north of Blue, because they just didn't have the height advantage. The militia squad that was on those rocks just had elevation advantage, and they got reinforced pretty quickly.
Still, I mean, the militia only have an advantage of 4, and we're about halfway through the op, so 4-man is kind of big, but not super big. However, the U.S. has the bigger guns. They have 4 strikers with, pretty high-powered optics compared to all these infantry soldiers.
Militia doing a decent job of getting their folks out. They are flat out running back to their command post. They're going to have 2.5 squads probably, based on numbers, left over here at the command post. And they don't have anyone set up to screen from the direction that the U.S. are approaching right now. And the U.S. original intent is to approach from the north.
However, I can say that those strikers are quite loud, and the militia, they're going to hear them coming. That's for sure.
They're quite loud, and they're also, some of them are damaged. Not all of these are pristine. They made it through.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. It looks like one's taken an RPG, one's taken an SBG. So 2 of them are smoking. However, 2 of them are pretty dang pristine.
One striker nearing the checkpoint here. Some static concrete walls. And a little guard shack. Oh, they're opening up. The striker is opening up on...
Striker, keep us covered. Yeah, get the MG set up here. Everyone who's not a medium machine gun or light, like,
the striker is opening up on the main command point. There's a bunch of militia that are just waiting.
I mean, they're running past the militia right now. This could be the end of their assault.
Oh man.
They're ignoring 2 men that, I mean, right now they can take out 3 that are right out in the open. As long as this SL
I don't think they see them.
Which,
Best Pony just wants to lead a charge.
I think Sukar just saw them.
RPG hits, and 1 striker goes down.
Sukar has to see Royal Milkman here out in the open. Yeah, he takes shots.
HMG does damage to the 2nd striker, but the striker able to shoot back in time. One rocket missing, or maybe that was a hit and just didn't do a lot of damage.
Is there a striker here in the defilade? I mean, he has here.
Point blank shot miss with this. Another point blank shot missing with the RPG there from the command post. The command post in the open, all striker has to do is just roll around and just pop that thing. His vehicle's damage prop rate is now.
Oh wow, this striker, is he gonna get a double kill? No, he misses 1.
Yo, the tree in front of us.
I mean, he is right on top of these militia. He doesn't have enough depression how close he is.
Best Pony will cross the road.
Oh, that guy gets wasted.
Grenades. Oh. Wow, Best Pony down. Royal Milkman and Evan. The last 2 left. Going around. Evan takes down 1. And the SL switches to Milkman. Evan takes down the SL. And the US have now claimed the position where the...
Wow, that's absolutely fantastic. I mean, this striker
still...
down in this valley is mowing them to pieces right now. I mean, this is the main factor.
There was 1 more militia on the FOB radio area, but he got chopped up by a striker. The striker's still moving around a bit.
Let's
and
see
now
here.
US
I
in
think
a defensive position.
Whose striker is this? Pains and Rafts striker. He's gonna get this last guy over by the sandbags for sure. But let's do a body count. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 militia. This guy is soon to be a dead man. And that's only because they have 2 men in the vehicle, and they already used all their lats pretty much.
Aruba running towards the control point, being chased from within 100 meters by a militia fire team. He's gonna try to hold up here next to a corpse of a striker, but he doesn't really I don't think he knows he's being chased from behind.
He is completely gone.
He tries to set up an off angle here.
So yeah, just like what I noted before, all these striker optics have been reduced. However, they still are a lot more powerful than the normal red dot you have. Oh, I think we see a lat behind this building. I don't know if he has any heat rounds left, though.
There's a striker just chilling in the road.
Looking like how he's holding it, he might have a heat round out.
Okay.
No, he's got an AK. He near the crackle of that 7.62. It's going to do a quick kill count here. We got 25 for the U.S. and 23 for the militia. However, the U.S. have 3 strikers still? So a lot of security that can be done with them. Yeah. Keep in mind, they have to have 2 men. They have to have 2 men crew each striker. So we're looking at only 3 infantry on the ground and then 3 strikers all around. But I mean, this CP location is right out in the open, and militia has to cross through an open field where there's strikers watching every single direction.
I see him, I don't engage because it's just...
There's a
Striker, were you saying they're close to
a small detachment of folks of militia in this house. A little bit of a distraction as the rest of the militia force. Oh, gets one. What a shot!
Ah, that's fantastic. Oh, the striker, I think he sees the militia that are running through the forest.
30 to 50 meters in front of
Yeah,
oh, they're
he's
done.
got guys on one. Zaki. I mean,
and the striker's engaging. The striker's engaging. He wants to get closer.
Something you probably have noticed is the 50 cal noises aren't in admin cam. That's just because of a squad glitch right now.
Did you scratch any of those guys?
But however, if you're looking at the POV view, where you're actually seeing the optic right now, that does have the sound because we're getting it directly from a player.
Squad lead down from militia, and I believe that's all the squad leads they have.
I mean, they should just keep the strikers watching that CP location, not out assaulting.
2 more players on militia have command comms, so the striker is flipped.
Not through this tree, we're not.
Where? Kind of like.
Oh, where did he flip to?
In the forest. It's flipped.
I don't know. Oh, we still have Zambari and Diplex heated way out here. I think they either were on a foot patrol or they got lost or something. I'm not sure.
No, they were on the beach and they just they got left behind.
Yeah, they got abandoned and they've been going all the way through the forest.
Alright, so we can go for more 075 and
listen here on the
lower
local
ground, or you want to take the tree line here on the north?
The striker's still flipped. You never know. Maybe another striker will come to its rescue very shortly. But you gotta wonder what the militia think about something like this.
Alright, so we're moving.
It still is fairly close, because those vehicles have to make sure there's no infantry getting by. And if they're setting themselves up in a way where they can allow infantry to get by, it's gonna be a serious problem.
I'm dismounting. Just cover me.
The militia infantry, there's a fire team pushing across the road way to the north. Or one of them pushed across the road. The other guys are getting in the garrison this building. I think they want to try to find a place where their machine gun can be effective from range. They have a PKP here. He's looking around like he wants to find a place to put his tripod down. Matter of fact, there's even a sandbag in here. So maybe they're thinking about they want to defend this position. Of course, they have to retake their command post because the U.S. have it right now. And I believe we've heard a ruling on the flipped vehicle. It's donezo.
It's officially out of play. Means they can't use it anymore. However, they can use it as cover.
striker getting pretty close to this northern position.
They gotta hear this AK's popping off.
It's
paying on contacts.
Yeah, the crewmen of that striker have gotten out.
Come on, Evan, don't you know? You gotta run in a straight line. You survive longer that way, reporter. Luckily, there is a medic, so he's gonna be able to heal everyone up.
Besides us.
The strikers are just rolling around here. Let's take a look at where all the militia are. Oh, Rook goes down. And Daruba takes care of his killer. The broadcast has come down from the event admin. Militia must attempt to retake the control point at Hotel 5-2, which is where the remainder of the U.S. infantry are, and the whole center of the defense are for U.S. Let's take a look and see where all the militia positions are. There's one soldier down here. Who is
I'm
this?
going to try to use pretty much the only reasonable approach, and that is from this tree line, but there is a striker watching from that approach, and I don't think there's any more lat with heat rounds left, so they can't deal with it. They have to wait till they kill an infantry, and then the striker will be forced to be decrewed as they have to resecure the area. That's only at their discretion, really, is when they want to decrew that thing.
Zaki 90 appears to be the only militia that's left in the western forest, and he just killed Daruba. Peach is returning fire on Zaki, nails him in the forest. But Peach soloing this striker, so he won't be able to gun and drive at the same time.
So we got just militia on the north side now?
And there's also there's someone on the north, sort of between the fork in the road, just sitting on top of a hill. And then there's a buddy team +1 that's pushed across the road. I think that's what they wanted to do. They want to try to maneuver themselves so that they're going to be all the way into this this lowland right here, where all the woods are directly adjacent to the control point, and that's where they want to assault from, if I had to guess.
So we got Zambari and Duplexity. He's coming up behind the militia right now. I think Zambari is using his real-world training to the advantage in these one-life events to find a good flank on these militia.
The striker just rolled up to the north and tagged 2 more militia, so Egg is by himself on top of the hill.
I think the striker's gonna get the other one though.
Yep, the striker's coming up. Let's see if he spots him. Egg is hiding in some brush here. He's scanning. And Kool-Aid Man and Kneeholes are pushing ever so closely to going up that hill and assaulting across the road. Rep for Solo Scout slowly making his way, crawling through the forest for some reason.
There, we can go and show you right now. So this is the militia with the British DMR with the reduced zoom. It's the same amount as a red dot, but it looks identical to the British DMR. Is this the last round? Yes, this will be our final round for the EU time. However, we'll be back at 5:30 Pacific time. If you go to our website, it'll tell you exactly what time it is in your time zone. We'll be back for this exact same op, and I would assume the exact same amount of rounds as well.
Kool-Aid Man getting close to the top of that hill. Striker rolls back down the road, putting a kibosh on that plan right now.
Striker is looking that way. Oh, he sees him!
He sees him.
Oh, he totally gets him. Wow.
Kneehole's just down the road. Will the striker see him? I think so. Nope.
Maybe. He's pretty well hidden in the trees right now. Yeah, I know, he rolled right past him.
Oh, I think Pete saw him. We're down to 3
two.
militia.
No, 3. Yeah.
There's 2 infantry for. Actually, there's more than 2 infantry. There's 4 infantry for U.S. and I believe U.S. still have 2 operational strikers.
Yep, 2 operational. One of them is soloed currently, so they have in total 7 infantry to deal with. This guy's gonna try to cross the road, and there's a striker watching it. Except he's looking at the guy down at the forest, and not the guy crossing the road. He sneaks by.
Egg with the good play to wait before he comes back to try to rejoin his team. I think he wants to try to get towards Rep for Solo and Niels, but Niels is one bad move away from being spotted here by Peach.
These strikers, I mean, they're trying to get the pressure down on these hills, and I mean, look how close they are right now. They have no. Well, I mean, let's see who this is. Rep, he totally is the striker right by him. However, the striker has no idea.
Peach is looking. He's looking very closely. He's looking very closely. He knows there is infantry is somewhere over here.
Lon's saying that if he was militia, he'd be sneaking up through this passage. However, what he doesn't know, there's a militiaman literally 20 meters, 10 meters away from his striker before he backed it up there. I mean, super, super close. These strikers are practically right on top of the militia, and they just pulled off.
Just hanging out here, trying to figure out what the militia are really going to plan to do. They're both paralyzed. They're paralyzed by the strikes.
This is Operation Trident's tip. It should be Saturday. This Saturday.
There's 3. Oh, here we go. Here comes an assault from Mill. Going straight up in front of the striker. He's crawling up the hill.
I mean, he's using the striker as cover. That's totally what he's doing. He's using the striker as cover.
The turret now looking at him. Oh, lawn darts hears someone crawling.
Evan hears him. He goes down.
Nope.
He got him?
Oh, no.
Yep. So that's one down.
Oh, you saw someone else?
Yep.
He saw the guy trying to come up.
Runs right in front of the driver. He
Niels
gets
go
wasted,
down.
but he did get Evan.
Wow. And there's one more left.
Yep.
Egg.
And Zabari and Diploxated are running up behind them. So he's going to get pressured from both sides here. Striker, I mean, again, like, they're peeking right up. Oh, the driver sees it!
I don't see him.
Front left, no. On the nose. Where?
And
There
he
we
is
go.
down. Fantastic shot on the striker. That driver spotting him. Great job on his part. So we should see a GG message real soon. Yep. GG.
Good game, gentlemen.
Alrighty. So we would like to go and thank the mod dev team, the entirety of it, including Pony, the D, and me, and some of our newer ads like Trident and Xbit for helping making this type of event possible. We will be back with session 2. That would be the U.S. time at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time or 8:30 Eastern. If you want to see that on the stream, follow us at twitch.tv/squadops. If you want to try to sign up and maybe get in, you can follow us over, or you can join us at squadops.gg. You can sign up for our events there. However, before we cut off the stream in between the EU and US time, we have the interview with the creator of the map, Best Pony. He'll be joining us right now. How are you doing, Pony?
Doing pretty good.
that it was definitely went a different way than I was expecting at first, but I think that last round we just played, we're definitely getting close to finding a good balance for this one.
And you designed the operation also for today, right?
Correct. Yes, I did the map, and then I did the operation with, of course, Xbit, helping me look over it and check over just to have it fit with the other standards by which he makes the other.
Xbit is our mission designer. He is the one in charge of all the operations. You see, anything that we get to play, generally, he gets to design. And this one being an exception because it's a new map and everything. Map looks great, by the way. I love seeing the amphibious vehicles and how the water line comes up. I thought it was just going to be like, I don't know what I was anticipating. I was anticipating seeing wheels on top of water, and you guys didn't disappoint. Seeing everything play through like that was awesome. The name of the map. What's the name of the map? Tell us a little bit how you designed it.
The name of the map is Yanya, which is a reference to the region of the former Ottoman Empire where Albanian dictator Enver Hoxha was born. And
so this is sort of the beach around the area where
this is some nice coastal Balkan territory. I didn't use any real world locations to model it. I just kind of wanted to do a beach, and I needed an excuse to put like 100-something bunkers on the map. And then I remembered Hoxha had a bunkerization program when he decided that he hated the USSR and the US and thought they were both going to team up to invade him. He built 5.7 bunkers per square kilometer across the entirety of Albania. So there's just a ton of bunkers covering the country in all sorts of defensible locations. So it seemed like the ideal part of the world to set a beach invasion map.
So just to intrude real fast here before we keep on going, if you guys have questions, make sure to go and ask them in chat. We'll go and ask Best Pony after we're done our questions. So yeah, just go ahead and post them in chat if you got any questions.
So let's talk about what we actually just saw. So round 1 and 2, SPGs aplenty. Round 3, no SPGs on the beaches. Were you part of that decision? Obviously we know kind of why, but can you talk us through why that was made a decision for the third round?
Sure. All right. So the first round and the second round, it was very clear that the SPGs were a little too powerful because in the Squad Ops mod, we've removed a lot of the optical capabilities of the vehicles. So, for example, you could see that the Strikers weren't taking shots from hundreds of meters out like they usually do because they don't have that much zoom in our mod. So the SPGs, however, remained untouched, so they still have that very powerful scope. They were able to knock out a lot of the Strikers. First round, they knocked out some Strikers before they even hit the beach or before the people even managed to dismount. Obviously, that's not really what we want. We do want people to at least have a few seconds of life before it's snuffed out in a firestorm in these operations. And so the event admins and I basically independently arrived at the same solution, which is that if you get rid of the SPG emplacements, then you knock out, I think, 9 out of the 12 possible SPGs, and you're down to a much more manageable number. Obviously, that last round, though, the U.S. head number of Strikers a little bit too OP. We're thinking of adding a heavy anti-tank kit in for tonight.
I think that's completely reasonable. Because 4 Strikers, that's a lot of mobility, and with the water as it is right now, there's no real slowdown that the Strikers go through on the water. And 2 SPG technicals against 4 Strikers, even though you may have, we're getting into the theory crafting weeds here a little bit, but even though Mill has 2 lats per squad, I kind of feel like that's enough, especially because lats do so much damage now, and that was also the other thing. SPGs just did so much more damage, because I believe they do more damage than lats, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think another option would be just to add another SPG technical. That gives you another option for watching 3 out of the 4 beaches before any of the Strikers come up there. You don't have to relocate one.
Well, there's
or you can send
all 3 beaches. You can cover all 3 beaches. With
there's
an additional gun.
Sometimes I think there's 4.
There's like 20 of them. There's like 5 or 6 on that northern sort of cove. So what else is on this map that we might see in future operations, Pony?
All right. Well, my favorite part of the map is the airfield, which is just, I think, a couple kilometers away from the beach. Originally, when I was designing the map, and I
Photo
was thinking
strip
about
my cam.
where I would set the op, I was thinking, I'll have them break the beachhead, and then they'll go to this airfield, and they'll take the airfield. But then I was like, that's too much. And I tried to do kind of a midpoint in between, or off to the side, up on those rocks. There's that little destroyed area. That's another really good place to fight in. But Xbit, pointed out that if it's all the way on the side, it's going to take a while. The militia doesn't have that many vehicles, and so that's how it got moved to that little central location between the three beaches at that intersection. Little militia command post.
Makes a lot of sense for the operation. Now I know on the east or the far west side, I spotted a dockyard with a bunch of shipping containers. Can you tell us a little bit more about that side of the map, or is there anything over there that's sort of that we could see for a potential operation or two?
Yes, that part of the map isn't quite finished yet. So it's got the dockyards, shipping containers, but then it's got the city, I think, just a 500, 600 meters back into the woods. The city is only partially done, as you can see if you fly over it. Most of it's missing. The dockyard is, well, anyone who played any Project Reality might recognize the general shape of the dockyard. The specifics, of course, were done all using squad assets, because that's kind of a limitation. I wanted to have a nice big port as both something that's pretty to look at and also something that's it needs to be a little bit more filled up before anyone fights there. But it's would be a fun location to visit.
So it's pretty general bunker heavy map. Are there sort of plans or ideas for maybe, I don't know, because I keep thinking about that little small island, the small island south of White and Blue. I keep thinking, man, wouldn't it be cool if there was like a tunnel or something, or some sort of like trench system that connected everything together? I think that would be kind of cool for that. I don't know. At this point, I'm just spouting ideas. It's an awesome map. Obviously, even with trees that don't grow straight up. I mean, not all trees go. No, I mean, they don't all. Not all trees have to grow straight up, right? But I mean,
they grow a little bit crooked sometimes. So yeah, we got one question from Twitch here. Any thoughts about adding a build time at the beginning of the op?
Yeah, that's another thing that I definitely think. Now that they no longer get the spam SPGs, it'd probably be, and considering how short the op plays as it stands now, letting the militia build before live would not be out of the question, I don't think.
The question here from Twitch chat, Begado 12 specifically brings up the engineer kit, and that was one of the kits we really didn't get to see played, because we saw the breacher kits get used for sure. The engineer kit wasn't immediately obvious that it had been used. Maybe that's just because we weren't paying attention. I don't know if we weren't paying attention or wasn't obvious with all the extra wire and stuff. I feel like the tank traps on the beach, there's so many of them that it just suffocates. It sort of suffocates where vehicles can go, for one thing, and that's obviously the point. But infantry get a lot of, I guess they get a lot of cover, or not so much.
You can still get tapped right through the the X's in there for sure, but it does help out a little bit. You get a higher percentage of surviving than if you were just standing out in the open.
Yeah, you could definitely see in the third round where the SPG massacre did not occur, that a lot of our infantry that did survive the initial beach landing, and I think we lost a lot of people on that too, did end up taking cover behind those little they're called Czech hedgehogs.
Yeah, I believe when you guys were first trying to move out with the strikers to the CP location, it was about, I think it was like 13 for US, 17 for militia, kill-wise.
It was a lot closer than obviously rounds 1 and 2, but there were still. I mean, we could go back and nitpick the round. There were mistakes made. U.S. went up on the northern rocks, and they had a terrible position to try to fight out militia fire team, which just completely destroyed a squad. And then there was a few other things that sort of happened. The rocks, generally, do you think they played their role in this operation?
The rocks, yeah, and I expected them to. The rocks are definitely a very nasty location to try and attack, and they also provide excellent vantage points on the beach. I think actually probably most of the machine gun kills came from shooting down from those rocks. So yeah, I do think the rocks played a role.
Yeah. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we are out of time. So yet again, this was Best Pony from the mod dev team, part of Squad Ops. If you guys want to join in these operations, go ahead and or actually join in the operations coming up tonight. We're playing the exact same thing. Go ahead and sign up at squadops.gg. There's a SOT basic in between this session and the session that just happened and the session going on later. If you can't make the op, you can always watch it on Twitch. We stream basically all of our operations. That's twitch.tv/squadops. This was bcarr and XF commentating for you tonight. Have a good one, guys.